Let's recap everything that we have learned since the beginning with a long example. Don't be afraid and test by yourself more slowly if you need to during the codecast. In this example, I'll have an input text with many words. I want to print how many words have 1 character, 2 characters, 3 characters, 4 characters, etc. So we'll use the split input-output, and I will show you the input here. First, I put 15. This is the number of words in my text. And then a new line, and I will input my text. Something like, do not judge a book by its book cover, and cross that bridge when you get there. Alright, it's completely nonsense, but just for teaching purposes, this is a text of 15 words, and I want to print how many words have 1 character. Well, there is one, only a book, so a. How many words have 2 characters? There is do, so 1. There is by, 2. And that's it. How many words have 3 characters? There is not, so 1. There is it's, 2. There is you, 3, and get, 4. 4 of them. So you get the point, and then we'll go to 4 characters, 5 characters, etc., etc. All right, so that's a big example. For teaching purposes still, I will use these 2 show array statements, and these are compatible with Codecast. And well, we have to start. So first I create an array of integer that I call length. And it will have 10 integers. What is this array? This array will contain I have to give an example. Length of 5, for example. So the 6th cell of length will contain the number of 5-letter long words in the text. So if you understood, of course, length of 1 will be the number of 1-letter long words in the text. All right. Remember that with Codecast, every cell of the of an integer array is initialized with 0, but this is not the case with the real-world tools for C. So we have to initialize everything at the beginning with a for loop. So I need int I, and I need to put 0 in each cell of this length. So I equals 0, I we go up to 10, and I plus plus. All right, and I do length of I, assigning the value 0. Let's just try, just for now, to see if it works. Compile and run. I create I, length of 10, and then I put 0 in this big table. It seems to work. That's a good practice to just test the program anytime you can. When you think you will have a simple example, just run it just to see if it compiles and run. Let's continue with the scanf. So I will scanf here the number of words. So it's an integer, %d, and I have to put it in a variable. So let's go back to the variables at the top, and let's declare a new variable, a number of words. I should do the same with I, initialize with 0. This is a good practice also. So I scanf %d, and I put the value in number of words. So ampersand, number of words. Right, now that I have the number of words, I can loop. I can loop for each word. So for each word of the text here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. in the input. So how can I work with a for loop like this? Can I use I? Yes, because I am out of this for loop here. But the thing is here, not for simplicity, but for teaching purposes, I will use another variable, t, for the second for loop. So t equals 0. So t will be the word number, we can say. And we count up to the number of words, t plus plus. So what do we have to do for each word? Well, we have to calculate its length, actually. How can I do that? Well, first I have to read the word somewhere. So to keep the word somewhere, I need an array of characters, right? So let's put it in the variables just in the top. Character, word, so an array of characters, word, and let's say that the maximum number of characters will be 10. So we put an extra one, 11, for the \0, the null character. And now I have a string that is called word, and I can put what I read from the input into this word just here. So I do scanf of %s, because it's an array of character, a string, and I put it in word. Let's just try like this with a printf %s and word, just like this. We'll see if it's scanning and printing all the words of the text. We can try that. Compile and run. IT, number of words, word of 11, length of 10, and then we put some 0 in the length. All right. Then we scanf the number of words, so that's 15. So let's go to the first word. So we scanf the first word and we printf. In the output we have do. Good. Now we scanf the second word, and so the second word is not, and we printf do not. Good. And third word, judge, printf judge. All right, you can see in the output that I didn't put any space, so all the words are sticked together. Let's run the program like this, and you can see in the output that we have exactly the text without spaces. So of course what I could do is, instead of printf %s, I could do %s space, and then if I compile and execute, I have the same output. Of course, I didn't get the new line character, so everything is on one line, but I still have the text. So now, when I just read the word here, just before I print it, what I could do is calculate its length. How do I do that? I don't know the length of the word when I read it with a scanf, because it's a word and it has a certain number of characters. But what I can do is I can read character by character until I reach \0, and then I will have the length of the word. So because I don't know how many characters until I reach \0, I have to use a while loop. This is what I will do here. So what do I have to put in the while here? When I have to run through each character of the word. So I have to use the word array. And I have to do something like starting with word of 0, word of 1, word of 2, etc. until I reach \0. So I need a kind of variable to count from 0 to, I don't know the number, because I want to have the length. So I have to add here a new variable, int, let's say L. That's good because L is for letters. oops, I will initialize it to 0. L is for letters. So I will read here each letter, letter 0, letter 1, letter 2, etc., until I reach the character or the letter \0. And that means I am at the end of the word and I can have its length. So word of L. The thing is, just before the while, I have to initialize L with 0 to start at the beginning of the word. So L, I initialize it with 0, and while the word of L is different of \0. That sounds fair. So what do I do? Well, I have to go to the next tab character. So I have to do basically L++. I do just here. Well, here I run through the array that is called word, starting with 0, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, until I reach a character that is equal to 0. And if it is equal to 0, then I go out of this loop. That means that L will be the length of the word, actually. Let's try that. Let's try to printf %s and %d with L just here. We can try that, and then a space maybe. Compile and run the program. Look at the output. Do 2, not 3. Judge 5. 1. Book 4. Buy 2. It seems to work. Great. So